Okay, visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, last discussed about extrusion process and different types of extrusion process and their advantages. Extrusion nothing but any material is fed in between the two die walls. Once you push the material due to external force, the material is compressed and coming from the die walls. That one called as a extrusion process. In extrusion process, you can pull the material between the two die walls. Okay. Example: what type of material is manufacturing by using extrusion process means all hollow tubes, toothpaste tubes, medical tubes are manufacturing by using extrusion process. So some advantages of extrusion process: variety of shapes are possible, and intricate shapes and irregular shapes can easily manufacturing by using extrusion process. You go for intricate and irregular shape, you go with art extrusion process, and you go for longitudinal tubes or longitudinal medical tubes or toothpaste. In that time, you go for cold extrusion process. Then grain structure and strength properties are enhanced in cold and warm extrusion process. You can regain the properties of the material and grain structure, and close tolerance it can be possible to maintain in this cold extrusion process. These are all some advantages of extrusion process. Then different types of extrusion process: direct and indirect extrusion process. In direct extrusion process, already I explained. Okay, inside one container is there. Inside the container, you can fill the hot billet or cold billet or warm billet. Billet nothing but workpiece. One another end of the container, small opening is there. Inside the container, both top and the bottom of the container, two different dies are mounted. Okay, that particular die is mounted mounted on the both top and bottom of. Okay, due to external force or external load, the material is moving towards rightward direction. Okay, the friction is created between both the material as well as the container. In that time, maximum force or load is required to push the material. Okay, in that time, due to external force or external load, the material is going to be compressed, and that one reduce the diameter and come out between the two different die walls. That one direct extrusion. Direct extrusion means in loading direction only the material is deformed or compressed and produced. In indirect extrusion process, the material is once you apply the force or push the ram towards rightward direction, in backward direction the material is deformed. Compressed material is deformed. Okay, the type of extrusion process is called as a indirect extrusion process. In indirect extrusion process, we can manufacturing both solid as well as the hollow. In 70 to 80% they can manufacturing hollow tubes, because exactly center they can use one ram. Okay, that's why in both top and bottom of the ram, the material is come back. Compressed material is come back. That's why in indirect extrusion process, 70 to 80% they can manufacturing hollow tubes. In direct extrusion, they can manufacturing both hollow as well as the solid tubes. Okay, these things explained last class. Now, how to manufacturing some hollow tubes by using direct extrusion process. See here, this one same direct extrusion means in loading direction only the material is moving. Compressed material or deformed material is moving. Here the load or force is acting towards rightward direction. The compressed material or deformed material is moving in towards rightward direction only. How to manufacturing hollow tubes in direct extrusion process. Here same one container is there. For right side of the container, a small hole is there. Left side of the container, that one completely opened. The material or work billet is filled inside the container, and once completion of filling, left side of the container you can fix the ram and piston. Okay, once you fix the ram and piston, exactly center of the piston, one dummy bar is mounted. Okay, this one call it as a dummy bar, and also call it as a mandrel. The dummy, this one dummy bar or mandrel is solid in shape. Okay, not any circular solid shape. Once this particular dummy bar or mandrel is exactly fixed on the center of the piston, okay, at the right side of the piston, you can exactly center you can fix the mandrel or dummy bar. Once the force is moving towards rightward direction, this particular piston and dummy bar also moving towards downward rightward direction. Okay, once this entire complete stroke occurs, the entire material is compressed, and that one come back compressed and plastically deformation, and that one moving or come out from the or come out between the two dies. Okay, this one see here either square type of Euler tubes or circular type of Euler tubes they can manufacturing in by using direct extrusion process. Okay, in how to manufacturing hollow tubes, either circular or square type of tubes, means by using mandrel. Okay, this one call it as a dummy bar or mandrel. Okay, the dummy, by using dummy bar or mandrel, they can manufacturing all the hollow tubes and hollow pipes. Okay, any doubts in this one? How to manufacturing? How that one moving towards rightward direction and forward direction. Once here also same, the friction is created between the material as well as the container. Suppose you can go for hot working process. In that time the workpiece material is some heated condition. In that time, compared to this container, this material is more heat. Okay, in that time some sticky purpose the material is stick to the container. To avoid that sticky purpose, sometimes they can use some lubricants in between the container as well as the workpiece material. In that time, the sliding action between both workpiece as well as the container, in that time there is no friction between the container as well as the workpiece. That one slowly moving towards downward direction. In that time, only small amount of force is required to apply the force or load. Suppose you go for any other material without using any only 1 second. Okay, without using any lubricants, in that time some gummy or sticky properties present in between the container as well as the workpiece material. In that time, maximum force or load is required. In that time, improper compression of the material. Okay, due to avoid that one, okay, we can use some lubricant between the container as well as the billet. Once the ram and plunger is moving towards rightward direction, okay, due to external force or external load, the entire material inside the container, entire material is completely compressed, and the compressed material or deformed material is moving inside between the gap. Okay, how to maintain the thickness of the tubes or any medical tubes or any toothpaste tube depends upon the thickness. You can maintain the gap between the die as well as the mandrel. Suppose if you want small thickness, okay, in that time you can use maximum diameter of mandrel exactly center of the piston. Suppose if you want maximum thickness of the tubes, in that time you can use smaller diameter of the mandrel at exactly center of the piston. Okay, depends upon the thickness, you can change the mandrel diameter. Okay, you can increase the gap between this one and this one dies you can increase the gap between the die as well as the mandrel. Okay, increase the thickness of the tubes. Suppose you can maintain the smaller gap between the die as well as the mandrel, you can decrease the thickness of the tubes. Okay, like that depends upon the application and depends upon the thickness of the components. You can increase or decrease the gap between the die as well as the mandrel. Okay, after compression of material, the compressed or deformed material is deformed or moving in between the gaps, and finally you get desired shape and size. Okay, like that they can manufacturing the all tubes and pipes, they can manufacturing by using extrusion process only. Any doubts? Any
No, sir.
doubts? Oh, okay. Okay, some limitations of indirect extrusion process. Okay, lower rigidity of the halo ram, difficulty in supporting the extruded component. See here, well, that one very important limitation in indirect extrusion process. In direct extrusion process, in loading direction only the material is moving or passing. In that time, very easily carry the compressed component or extruded component in that particular direct extrusion process. You go for indirect extrusion process. Here the material is come back in loading direction. In that time, very difficult to handling this particular extruded component. Okay, that is the main disadvantage in indirect extrusion process. Okay, because of here halo extra components can extrude it. Okay, due to halo, the thickness of that particular component is very small. In that time, very difficult to handling in indirect extrusion process. You go for direct extrusion process, there is no problem, because in loading direction only the material, compressed material or deformed material or extruded material is moving. In that time, very easily you can carry the extruded component or extruded material. But indirect extrusion process, very difficult to handling the extruded component. Next, simple analysis of extrusion process. Okay, how many in the indirect extrusion process? Okay, how to moving the force, how to compress the material, and how the compressed material is moving between the two dies. Here same this one direct or indirect extrusion process. This diagram, direct or indirect extrusion process.
Direct, sir.
Direct, because in this one loading direction, in loading direction only the material is come out between the two dies. Okay, how to analysis of extrusion process. Okay, in which angle you can manufacturing the dies. Okay, why you can maintain tapered only in both this one longitudinal direction as well as the lateral direction. Okay, you see here this one call it as a die, upper die. This one call it as a lower die. In along the longitudinal direction and along the lateral direction, the dies are manufacturing in tapered in shape. See here, this one 0 degree. This particular die is not contact with this particular material, extruded material. Okay, in that time the dies are in tapered in shape. Here also same, instead of 90 degree they can manufacturing some other angle. What is the main reason? Okay, what is the main reason to manufacturing the dies in tapered in shape? Once before application of force, you can fill the work billet or workpiece material inside the container. Okay, in that time you can measure the distance or length. Okay, don't consider here to this complete length, because once feed the material inside the container, in that time the material is not compressed. Okay, without any application of external force or external load, the material is not compressed. In that time you can consider original length of the material without compression, ear to ear, the length of the billet you can consider. Okay, don't consider this entire length because this one already compressed material. Okay, without compression of the material, that one original length of the billet or workpiece material, then that particular diameter or inside diameter of the container you can consider as the original diameter of the material. Then after compression, the material is moving or come out between the two dies. That material is called as a final diameter of the workpiece or specimen. Okay, this one original length of the workpiece material or work billet. This one original diameter of the workpiece material or billet. This one final diameter of extruded product. This is not a billet. Okay, right side of the dice, any material, some material is present, that is not a billet, that is called as a extruded product. Extruded product means the material is compressed and come out between the two dies, that one called as the extruded product. Only you can consider this much portion material only work billet or workpiece material or raw material. Okay, this one call it as a extruded product. Extruded product, that one always denoted by the billet material or workpiece material. And left side of the workpiece material or work billet, you can apply the force. It means push the material inside the container. Once due to external force or external load, the material is completely compressed inside the material, then that one plastically deformation. In that time, what is the main reason they can manufacturing some taper in shape? All the dies means once here the material is contact between both the dies here completely compressed and deformation. Once after completion of deformation, what the material is moving towards rightward direction. In that time, small amount of plastic or elastic deformation regains to original shape. Okay, due to in that time the material as well as the dies are both are contact with each other. In that time, some sliding or sliding action takes place between the die and workpiece finished component or extruded component. In that time, some cracks and holes are created on top of the top surface of the extruded component. To avoid that one, the easily the extruded component is moving towards rightward direction without any sliding action or without any friction between the die as well as the extruded component. That's why all dies are manufacturing some tapered in shape along x direction as well as the y direction. This one x direction. Along y direction also they can manufacturing some tapered shape. See here, instead of 90-degree, they can incline some other 100 or 110-degree. What is the main reason means here you can apply the force here due to this particular external force or external load. Suppose this die is 90-degree, suddenly compressed, the suddenly compression of the material is takes place. Well, in that time, sometimes the dies are going to be damage or failure because of sudden compressed and suddenly the material compressed material is moving in between the two dies. To avoid that one, they can manufacturing the dies in tapered in shape, both x-axis as well as the y-axis. X-axis means extruded component, some small elastic and plastic deformation is come back to original shape position. In that time, the die surface as well as the extruded components surface both are sliding with each other. In that time, some friction is created between the both the die as well as the extruded component. In that time, some cracks and holes are created. To avoid that one, easily moving up the extruded component, they can manufacturing some tapered in angle along x-axis. Y-axis, instead of taper angle, you can manufacturing the 90-degree. In that time, suddenly compression of the material. Okay, in that time, the sudden compression of the material the is moving in between the two dies. Due to a compression of the sudden compression of the material, sometimes the dies are going to be damaged or failure. Sometimes the dies are wear out rapidly. To avoid that one, they can manufacturing some taper in shape along y-axis. Okay, that's why they can manufacturing always tapered angle along both x-axis as well as the y-axis. Now, how to define extrusion ratio? The extrusion ratio is defined. Extrusion ratio always denoted by R suffix E. or smaller suffix e. Smaller suffix e nothing but extrusion ratio. Okay, it is defined as it is the ratio of original cross sectional area of the billet to the final cross sectional area of the extruded component. Okay, here which one is original cross sectional area and which one is final cross sectional area of extruded component? Hello, audible?
Yes, sir.
Here, which one is original and which one is final cross-sectional area of the specimen or extruded component? See here the inside diameter of the container, this one, call it as a original cross-sectional area of the work billet or workpiece material. Okay, without application of force or without application of load, the material is not compressed. Okay, once you apply the force or load here, okay, the material is going to be compressed and plastically deformation, and that one converted to smaller diameter. Okay, that one, this one call it as a final diameter and this one original diameter of the specimen. Always the extrusion ratio is denoted by R suffix E equals the ratio of the original cross-sectional area of the workpiece material or work billet to the final diameter of the extruded component. That is not a billet. Okay, final diameter or final cross-sectional area of the extruded component. See here, A not nothing but R suffix C means extrusion ratio equals A naught capital A naught divided by capital A suffix F. Capital A naught nothing but original cross-sectional area of the work billet and final AF nothing but final cross-sectional area of the extruded component. Then how to find out strain produced in that particular material? Okay, true strain in extrusion under ideal deformation. Ideal deformation nothing but there is no friction between the container as well as the workpiece material. Okay, that type of deformation is called as a ideal deformation. Okay, now understood what is meant by ideal deformation. Ideal deformation means no friction and resultant work. Okay, in that time, how to reduce the friction? Okay, to introduce the lubrication between the die as well as the container. In that time, the billet material is smoothly or slowly moving towards rightward direction. In that time, you can reduce the friction. Okay, that type of deformation or the type of strain is called as a ideal deformation or true strain. True strain nothing but without any friction, the material is deformation. That one called as a true strain. How to find out a strain in that particular material? This one, epsilon nothing but strain. Okay, this one always strain denoted by epsilon. Then what is the unit of strain?
No unit, sir.
No unit for strain because strain always stress Young's modulus equals stress by strain. Suppose we want strain means stress divided by Young's modulus. Both Newton per mm square and both Newton per mm square get cancels finally. There is no unit for strain. And also one more formula for finding strain means what is the formula? Change in length divided by original length. Okay, change in original length. Change in length is denoted by meter or mm. Original length also denoted by meter or mm. Both are get cancels finally. No unit for strain. Okay, the strain is denoted by ln into extrusion ratio of the component or material. Okay, here extrusion ratio already you know, A naught divided by AF, ln into A naught divided by AN. Okay, that is the formula for finding true strain in the true strain in extrusion under ideal deformation. Ideal deformation means without any friction between the component as well as the container, the material is compressed and deformed. That one called as the ideal deformation. Next, under ideal deformation, the ram pressure required to extrude the billet through a die walls is given by. Okay, here also same. In ideal deformation or under ideal deformation means without any friction between the die and container as well as the material. In that time, some pressure is required to push the material inside the dies or die walls. In that time, P equals Y capital Y bar suffix T into ln into R suffix E. R suffix E nothing but extrusion ratio. Now Y suffix F, this one F, Y bar suffix F nothing but K into epsilon n divided by 1 plus n. Okay, here Y suffix S is the average flow stress. Okay, see here in this diagram, the force is equally distributed top to bottom. Okay, suppose here 10 kilonewton force is acting, middle also 10 kilonewton force is acting, bottom also 10 kilonewton force is acting. In that time, this particular force is equally distributed throughout the entire billet. In that time, equally stress is produced inside the billet material. Okay, force equals stress equals load by area. Here load applied force here, suppose 10 kilonewton divided by this one cross sectional area means this one diameter. Suppose 10 mm diameter means pi by 4 into v square. Finally you get stress. If you want load means stress into area. Okay, F suffix F nothing but average flow stress, and epsilon, this one epsilon nothing but maximum strain value during the extrusion process. F suffix Y bar suffix F nothing but average flow stress, and epsilon nothing but strain produced, maximum strain produced during extrusion process. Okay, this is the formula for finding ram pressure in ideal condition. Ram pressure P equals Y bar suffix F into ln into R suffix E. R suffix E is nothing but extrusion ratio ln into A naught divided by A suffix F. Okay, here Y bar suffix F nothing but average flow stress, epsilon nothing but maximum strain produced in that extrusion component or extrusion process. The actual pressure for extrusion process, the actual pressure for extrusion will be greater than the ideal case because of the friction between the billet and the die and billet and the container. Okay, always this particular extrusion extrusion pressure is very important, both in actual condition as well as the ideal condition, in which case maximum force or maximum load is required. See here in this particular condition, in actual condition, the material without friction or without lubrication, the friction is created between the both the container as well as the workpiece material. In that time, maximum force or maximum load is required to push the material in between the die walls. Suppose you go for ideal condition without friction between the both container as well as the workpiece material. In that time, only small amount of force is required to push the material between the two die walls. Always in the extrusion process, the actual pressure for extrusion will be greater than the ideal condition only. In ideal condition, only a small amount of force or load is required to push the material because of there is no friction between the billet as well as the container. You go for actual extrusion process, maximum force or load is required to push the material in between the two dies because of the friction is created between the or sliding is sliding action between the both container as well as the billet workpiece billet. In that time, some friction is created. Due to that friction, maximum force or load is required in actual extrusion condition. There are various formulas they can use to find out the ram pressure as well as the strain, maximum strain in that particular any component. By Johnson's is great interest to find out the relation between the ram pressure as well as the maximum strain produced in any component or any extruded component. Here epsilon x equals a plus b into ln into r suffix e. Okay, here what is the epsilon suffix x nothing but the strain is produced along x direction. Because the applied force is along x direction, the component also produced along x direction only. Always the maximum strain is produced along x direction only, because applied force is acting along x direction only. Okay, epsilon x nothing but the strain is produced along x direction, equals small a plus small b into ln into r suffix e. Okay, this one also be rated as small a plus small b into epsilon. Okay, ram pressure is denoted by P equals a y bar suffix f into epsilon x. Here a, small a and small b are the empirical constants for given diangle. Okay, along x direction as well as the y direction, the taper diangle is present. For you go for x direction, you can consider as a. Suppose you go for along y direction taper angle, you can consider as B. Okay. See here in along x direction, only small taper angle they can maintain it. The typical value are A equals 0.8 along x direction, B equals 1.2 to 1.5 degrees. They can maintain taper angle. Why here along compared to x direction, the y direction maximum taper angle they can maintain it? What is the main reason? Anybody? Hello? Audible or not? Okay. Because along y direction only the material is maximum material is present. See here, this one along y direction, this one along x direction. The y direction only the material is completely compressed. Okay, see here the material is compressed. You can maintain maximum taper angle. Maximum taper angle means this one 90 degree towards leftward direction. You can maintain the taper angle. Once you can increase the taper angle, the material is slowly compressed and that one moving towards rightward direction. Suppose with you can decrease the taper angle. Decrease means this particular line somewhere here to here. In that time the material is suddenly compressed. In that time sometimes the dies are going to be damaged or failure. Okay, due to avoid that one, along y direction only they can increase maximum angle they can consider, taper angle they can consider compared to the x axis. In here x axis they can maintain only small angle, because already this material is compressed in between here in dies. Here not required any force is sorry the force is not acting in between the die and as well as the extruded component. Only the force is acting along y direction only. That's why they can maintain maximum taper angle along y direction compared to x direction. Now clear your doubt? Yes, sir. Clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. These formulas they can use to find out the ram pressure as well as the maximum strain produced along x direction. So next, in indirect extrusion, assuming that friction exists at the interface, we can find the actual extrusion pressure. Okay, in indirect in direct extrusion process, the friction exists at interface. We can find out the actual extrusion pressure by using this particular formula. Okay, the billet container friction force is equal to the additional ram force to convenient overcome that friction. Because in direct extrusion extrusion process only maximum friction is created between the workpiece material as well as the container. Because of that one directly contact between the maximum amount of material is contact between the die container as well as the material. Okay, in that time mu into p into pi capital D suffix L equals p suffix f into pi into d naught square divided by di df square. Okay, that is df square, not there here. Mu nothing but coefficient of friction. Okay, the friction is created between the container as well as the workpiece material. P nothing but pressure, how much pressure is required to push the material. Okay, pi dl means circumference. Okay, d is the diameter of the original diameter of the billet. L is the length of the billet, is equal to the p suffix f already you know. Okay, pressure after extrusion, how much pressure or force is or load is required, pi into d naught square divided by di square. Okay, here pf nothing but additional pressure required to overcome friction. Okay, without friction, a small amount of force is required. With friction, maximum load or force is required. Okay, this is the difference between pf and p. P suffix f and p. P nothing but without friction. P suffix f means with friction, force is required. Okay. Now, in this by using this graph here, ram pressure along y-axis, along the x-axis, stroke. Okay, stroke. Here both we can consider a direct as well as indirect extrusion process. Here in both direct as well as the indirect extrusion process, the deformation is actual extrusion begins or actual deformation is begins from in this particular point only. But in the indirect extrusion process, see here ram pressure in which extrusion process or which method maximum force or maximum load is required. See here by using this graph, this one indirect extrusion process curve, this one direct extrusion process curve. Okay, along y-axis you can consider ram pressure, along ram pressure or force along y-axis, along x-axis you can consider stroke. Okay, the suppose 10 mm distance billet is there. Okay, 10 mm movement of the ram is moving towards rightward direction in direct extrusion process as well as the indirect extrusion process. In that time, in the indirect extrusion process, maximum force or maximum load is required without deformation. Okay, without deformation, once you apply the force or load inside the container, maximum force or maximum load is required. In indirect extrusion process, see here only small, here you can consider 0, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 like that you can consider along y-axis. Here, see here in this direct extrusion process, maximum force or maximum load is required to compress the material. In indirect extrusion process, only small amount of force is required to push the material. What is the difference here? Why maximum force in the direct, why minimum force in the indirect extrusion process? Anybody any idea? Why maximum force in direct extrusion process? Why minimum force is indirect extrusion process? No idea?
No idea, sir.
Okay, because in direct extrusion process, in left side of the container, that one completely closed. Only right side of the see here in this diagram only you can see. The complete left side of the container, that one completely closed. Only the container is open only right side. At exactly center, right side opens. In that time, this one, this particular force is maximum force or maximum load is required to compress this complete material. Only small gap is present in between the two dies. In that gap, only the material is come out. To go for indirect extrusion process, see here. Here small force is required because right side of the container is completely closed. In left side of the container, the completely opens. Exactly center you can apply the force or load. In that time, both top as well as the bottom of the container, the material is come out. In here, two different gaps are two different conditions. The material is moving towards backward direction. In direct extrusion, only one gap or one direction, the material is moving towards rightward direction. That's why here in the direct extrusion process, maximum force or maximum load is required. One second. maximum force or maximum load is required in direct extrusion process. Because of complete compression of material is very difficult in direct extrusion process. In the indirect extrusion process, because of the material is come back, in that time only small amount of force or load is required to compress the material. For the complete stroke, okay, once the beginning of the extrusion and end of the extrusion, the in indirect extrusion process, the constant force or constant load is required to push the material. Suppose you go for direct extrusion process, in beginning maximum amount of force or maximum amount of load is required to compress the material, and finally end of the stroke or end of the extrusion process, minimum amount of force is required to push the material, because in the beginning maximum amount of material is present inside the container. In that time maximum amount of load is required. Further, continuous extrusion operation in after applying force or load, external force or load on that particular material, maximum amount of material is compressed and small amount of material is moving, continuously moving between the two dies. In that time, the curve is moving drop down end of the extrusion process, because end of the extrusion process only small amount of material is present inside the container. Okay, in that time small amount of force is required to compress the compress the material or extrude the material. But in indirect extrusion process, continuous operation or continuous extrusion process, the constant force or constant load is applied. Further, end after completion of the stroke or extrusion process, small amount of material is present in that particular container, because that particular material is very difficult to extrude. Okay, in that time both direct as well as the indirect extrusion process, this much of force is required to compress that butt material. Butt formation or butt material means small amount of material is regained inside the container. That material is called as a butt material. That particular stroke is called as a butt formation. Any doubts in this one? Why in direct extrusion the material load is maximum load compared to the indirect extrusion process only? Any doubt?
No doubt, sir.
Okay, in direct extrusion, the curve is in beginning the maximum load is required, and end of the extrusion process minimum force is required, because in beginning of extrusion process maximum amount of material is present inside the container. In that time maximum load or force is required to push the material, and end of the extrusion process only small amount of material is present inside the container. In that time only small load or force is required to extrude the component or compress the material. But in indirect extrusion process, the constant force or load is required to push the material throughout the stroke. Throughout the stroke means beginning of the extrusion to end of the extrusion is called as a stroke. Okay, remaining small amount of material is present inside the container in both in the direct as well as the indirect extrusion process. That particular material is called as a butt. Okay, that particular stroke is called as a butt formation. Okay, any doubts means you can ask.
No doubt, sir.
Okay. Okay, next class I will explain die design parameters in extrusion process.